First goal for Liverpool. Sum up your night.
No, amazing. It was good to get back out there, score my first goal here at Anfield, and the win as well. So it's a good night.
Is there a sense of relief after the first 40 seconds or so when you might have scored?
Yeah, of course. I should have scored that one as well. But that's a part of being a striker. You miss some and you score some, and I think the most important is to shake it off and to be ready for the next one.
Yeah, you did that. What does it mean? I mean, you must think a lot about that first goal, getting that first goal. So seeing it arrive.
Yeah, I just try to play my game and not think too much, and I feel confident in myself. That things will work out, and that when I get my chances, I'll put them away. That's my mindset, and I'm happy I put one away today.
Well, you're working on your fitness, I know, but are you fit and ready to go from the start on Saturday? Because it looks like you might be needed.
No, I feel good. I think with every game I play, it's very helpful and it gets me in better shape. So hopefully I'm just getting more and more ready.
How close are you to 100%?
It's difficult to say. I think it's a mixture of fitness-wise and also football-wise. But I feel good. I feel like I'm in a shape to at least make a difference.
Yeah, it's a shame for Hugo. Another goal for him, the winner. But he just got a bit carried away, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm sure he just wasn't aware of being on a yellow in that moment. Can sometimes be emotional, and so when you score a goal and you're just in that moment, so of course it's unfortunate.
Well, Andrew, Alex, congratulations first of all. Andy leaving it late again. It's another late show by Liverpool.
Yeah, but like I said, against Atletico, we can't keep relying on it. I don't think we were anywhere near the standards tonight. I don't think we were great. I think especially first half you could see that a few of the lads hadn't played in a while. We were a little bit rusty on the ball, but the press wasn't good enough, not intense enough. So tried to fix that second half. I think we got maybe slightly better, but not by much. And then when it's 1-0, you just kind of invite pressure, and they got a sloppy goal from our point. And then it was just us trying to get them back in it, and luckily we could do that. But far from the standards today.
Alex was all right though, wasn't he?
Yeah, look, delighted for him. Delighted to have him in the door, but then it's all about strikers getting their first goal. Everyone puts so much pressure on them, which is sometimes unfair. But I thought he could have done better maybe in the first minute, maybe. But no, then when you get your first goal, he's going to score lots of goals for Liverpool, and the first one's always the hardest, and then hopefully many more to come.
Right, could you have done better?
The first chance, yeah, of course, it should have been a goal. But I think it's always about being ready for the next one, which I was. So happy for that.
And how important was it? I know it was only your second start at Liverpool because you haven't had that much of a pre-season at all and training and everything else. But to get off the mark, because it's a competition, the Carabao Cup, you've certainly got a record in scoring goals in.
Yeah, I think it was good to get minutes, but of course it's a competitive game, so the main goal is to win, and we got to score a goal. So that's my main priority, to help the team with my goals and my game. But it was good to get some more minutes as well, on the way to getting fit.
How far away are you from getting fit? Talk to us about that.
No, I feel good. I feel fit, of course. Obviously, it's still early. New club and new teammates, but I feel good. I think it's a great team to be a part of, and I think with all of the games I get, it's only going to get better.
And a first at half time to go off and do sprints?
Yeah, that was a new one. I can see it there. It was funny. It was a new experience, but gotta get fit.
You can see the screen behind of what he was made to do. What do you make of that, Andy?
Yeah, obviously a lot's been, he's not had much pre-season, but he's since he's came in fantastic shape. I thought he was excellent against Atletico. Thought he was really good again today, and he looks fit to me. Obviously, the sports scientists maybe think a little bit differently, but that's what we had to do in pre-season. So maybe he's playing catch up while he was. And
just a word, vice captain, leading the team out in this competition. How are you enjoying that role?
Yeah, really good. Obviously had a good chat.
Just trod on his foot.
No, brilliant, steady. Obviously, proud to be vice captain of this club. Obviously proud when I got it and the manager gave me it, and then it's just about trying to help the team as much as possible. Obviously today with Virgil getting the night off, then it means that I get to lead them out, so it's always an honour, and especially at home, and like I said, it's an honour to captain them tonight, and thankfully we got a win.
As vice-captain then, can I ask you about Ekitike and his sending off and that second booking, the goal celebration, taking his shirt off? What were your thoughts as captain tonight?
Be very surprised if he does it again. Obviously I think scoring a goal is always emotional, and you always get that emotion, but he's obviously just forgot that he's probably been booked. These first ones, stupidity, kicking the ball away, we know the rules around that, and then it's 2 silly bookings to pick up, and now obviously we miss him for Saturday, so it's silly from his part, but he's only young, and he'll learn from it, and happy that he scored, but then the last 10 minutes it was made a bit more difficult being down to 10 men, so he'll learn from it, and like I said, I'm sure he won't do it again.
Rest up, enjoy the night. Thank you for talking to us, and good luck for the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Left it late again, but they're through.
They're through. They didn't play great today. I think Izzy summed it up perfectly. They were not at their best. Even some of the players that came in, you're thinking, go on, make a real impact today. Didn't quite happen. But the manager will be delighted. They got more minutes under Alexander Isak. And I think the one player that will come out of this, for me, with the would have probably got the most out of it would have been Federico Chiesa.
Yeah.
I thought he was fabulous today. Energy, desire. It hasn't gone well from it since he's been there. He's had a few moments, and definitely lately you've seen a real sign that he's started to go back to the player that we all knew that he possibly could be with injuries, etc. But I felt today he was just what they needed, because without him they would have been in a bit of a hole, because it definitely got the penalties. The 2 assists were exceptional.
Do you think for the majority of the others, nobody really laid down a marker? Those who are on the verge of maybe a starting 11 of going, I need to be picked, I need to start.
Yeah, it was interesting because I thought that Jamie mentioned before the game about Curtis Jones. He's a player I fondly admire as well. I think he's absolutely outstanding. I was, to see him coming off the pitch during the second half, I was quite confused about that in terms of good opportunity for him to get substantial minutes under the belt. But he knows where he stands in that Liverpool team. He knows he'll probably have more minutes to come. But I think Andy Robertson as well looked pretty solid. He was consistent. But I totally agree regarding Chiesa. I thought those 2 moments of quality, he looked the sharpest. He took the game by the scruff of the neck at times. And he's exactly what Liverpool needed. Yeah,
I mean, one of those players who isn't going to have to say, I want to be picked, is Alexander Isak. He will be one of the first names on the team sheet. And you mentioned
definitely now that
definitely now, yeah.
Play the weekend.
And you mentioned Chiesa's 2 assists. This was the first.
Yeah, he's so alive here. Obviously, Southampton get caught. They're playing that from the back. McCarthy gives it to his left centre back, and he doesn't really want it in that position. But Chiesa's so bright, because not just the first touch, it's then how quickly he's already assessed that Isak is on his own, because he knows the 2 centre backs have obviously been drawn 20-30 yards away from himself, so he knows as soon as that ball gets played to him, Isak is free. If I can get my touch away and then whip it into him, and it's a really good finish as well. Really good centre forward play, but great energy from Chiesa.
Got the minutes in the first half, got his goal, and then as we saw them at the break, they got the extra minutes in for him in these shuttle runs.
Yeah, the top-ups. We're not sure how long he was doing them for, but he clearly needed to hit a few extra markers. The physical performance staff, I think their reputation so far this season for keeping players fit is outstanding. The squad availability that Arne Slot's got is very visible, and clearly just topping up a little bit. Would you like that, Jamie?
No.
If I'd have scored a goal and then you're getting 40, you knew he was getting 45 minutes, that would have been pre-assumed that they've done everything they can. And right now, it's just about managing him, getting him back, because he obviously missed a lot of pre-season because of what was happening at Newcastle, and it's always difficult to train on your own. So the sharpness is coming gradually, and they're going to need him the weekend. I'm sure he'll start against Crystal Palace, obviously, because...
Well, first of all, Anna, how's Giovanni Leone? Because that looked nasty.
Yeah, that's what it did. If a player goes off like that, that is normally not a good sign. But as you probably can understand, we have to... how do you say this in English? We have to wait and see what it is. But normally not positive if a player goes off like this.
How do you sum up the team's night, the performance? Another late win. How do you evaluate it?
Yeah, a late win indeed. Not the best performance, which is I think what you can expect if you play a complete new team, and that is maybe not the biggest problem, but so many players that haven't played for a long time. So you take that into account into some performances, but there were also positives to take. I think Giorgio Mamedashvili had a very good game. Giovanni Leoni had a very good game. Federico Chiesa had a very good game.
Alexander Isak, a first goal.
A first goal from Alexander, another goal from Hugo. So there were also positives to take from the game, but in terms of how we played as a team, not taking anything away from Southampton, by the way, because they did really well. It wasn't our best performance.
Do you think you'll be a little bit underwhelmed by how some of those played who were given a chance to audition this evening?
Yeah, maybe. I think, the first thing is just make sure your name's in the hat for the next round for sure. But yeah, I think you would have expected to see a little bit more. But in defence of the players that aren't playing that regular, it's hard for them to be match fit, to be completely ready, and to also have so many changes and players in a similar position playing at the same time. That's really going to disrupt the flow of the team. And it looked like it today. We said at half-time Southampton looked like the better unit. With less changes, but I think some of the players would have thought that they could do a little bit more. But
Liverpool marched into the Carabao Cup fourth round with a dramatic 2-1 victory over Southampton, a night that belonged to their new striker, Alexander Isak. The pound star forward marked his debut with a classy finish just before half-time. Southampton keeper Alex McCarthy gifted possession with a poor pass. Federico Chiesa pounced and slipped the ball to Isak, who coolly clipped it over the keeper for his first Liverpool goal. Anfield erupted. A new hero had arrived. Southampton fought back, with Shea Charles smashing in an equaliser from a messy corner in the 76th minute. The tie looked destined for extra time until substitute Hugo Ekitike struck late to restore Liverpool's lead. His joy turned to frustration seconds later when he removed his shirt in celebration, earning a red card. Still, Liverpool's night was about Isak, a debut, a goal, and the promise of more magic to come.